Welcome back, everybody, to the Backstage Boys podcast, episode number 85. This is Trent, my co-host,
Basil,
and this is
I'm their co-host too.
Yeah,
I'm everyone's co-host.
You're everybody's co-host.
We're everyone's.
Yeah, that's what we are. But this is episode number 85, and it's a little different episode because I have zero insight on this one at all. But so I'm playing anchor.
I know, and you know what's weird is like I was so busy last week, I didn't even have time to like call you like I normally do.
Usually, dude, I get a call.
It was, man, it's a whole different beast being here. Like AEW is not there's nothing that can prepare you for like national TV type wrestling in this capacity.
It's with larger production, yeah, I'd imagine.
Dude, it's weird going from essentially being an entire machine, essentially running on shoestring and bubblegum, like, because it was just me on my own. This is nothing towards Impact or anything like that. It's when you're the only person, it's like you just find something that works and you just do it.
Yeah, and like I said, you did have a production crew, but this is 3 times the size of that production crew. But let me before we jump in, I want to set up. We're talking Basil. Basil's officially with AEW now. You're officially an AEW guy, and you've been down to Florida, and you were down there for the Revolution pay-per-view weekend, Week, yeah, Dark, Dynamite, the whole deal, and
the whole shebang.
Yep, and what we're gonna do is kind of get that first feeling, this
is what we used to do on these podcasts. When we had shows, we'd kind of give you guys like a synopsis. We haven't done that too much during this live era because we've always been getting guests and stuff. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, my workload since getting back has been very hectic.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's nothing wrong with us doing this today. So, I mean, there's not going to be any spoilers. Nobody asks spoilers whatsoever. I'm not going to give it to you.
Also, nobody asking for a job. Because that's the one thing, everybody, when it's like somebody starts at a new place, like, hey, man, can you give me a job? How do I start working for that company?
My DMs are disgusting to look at right now. It is gross. I hate
everybody
it.
Just want like, hey, man, give me a job. Hey, man, you tell me how to get in the red business? Huh? You tell me how to get in business? Hey, man, like, I'm a writer. It's like, I write, like,
dude,
fan fiction.
I've literally had every type of person who does I've had people who said they do IT, they do digital management, they do photography, they do wrestling, they do everything. And it's not like I'm brand new here, guys. And I'm a much smaller piece in a much bigger pie. Like,
and I get it though.
My slice was bigger when I was at Impact, and it was a much smaller pie.
But we get it though. Like people, like you're gonna ask.
They're gonna ask, but it's when it comes from strangers is the worst.
That's the worst.
Like, I don't know you. Why would I vouch for you? Like, it took on and off work of 2 years. Of essentially, it took 2 years of on and off freelance work to gain the trust to be able to be there.
Yeah.
So, and it's like I see a lot with everybody kind of with there was 2 very drastic approaches to COVID this past year that I saw. I saw people who hustled their asses off and took every opportunity possible, stayed safe, like just in general, just stayed safe, didn't really, I mean, I'm trying to figure out the right words to say this, but they took the risk. We all took the risk working during COVID. Don't get me wrong, but Trent knows me. Trent knows how serious I take all this. Like, I'm very rarely without a mask when I'm in public. It's very, very rare, and that's how it always was. And I avoided multiple possible tests or positive tests because I was being safe about it. I've had friends around me
at
multiple shows all test positive, and there was a good 3-month loop. I was posting like, hey guys, I'm doing this. Here's my negative test. Like, it's possible to do both. Like, you just had to be safe about it. And
you do. And the thing is, you knew that not being safe would have affected your booking. So you're like, hey, you know what? I'll just get ahead of it and I'll just get in front of this thing.
You know me, I can't sit still. It was killing me for those 2 weeks.
You mean the flatten the curve weeks? Where we painted?
No, that was a solid 5 months of painting that we did.
No, not 5 months.
It was like 3 months minimum. It was like well into the summer that we were painting.
We were like, hey man, this 2 weeks feels like 3 months.
I know. And it was like, so those first 2 weeks of COVID were the only 2 weeks I stayed inactive. And then Impact called, went over there, worked the entire year essentially. There was in 2020 I only missed 2 shows there. And then AEW gave me the call, and with how things worked and stuff like that, it was just a fill-in spot, and you just kind of got to take advantage. I mean, this is definitely pressure cooker over here. Like, if you think you know how to shoot wrestling and you've shot wherever and you've developed your own habits on the indies, like, they all suck. They all
forget everything.
Every habit that I have learned in this past month, I have been trying to break, and I've only been in this for 4 years professionally.
That's kind of crazy though, huh? Like, you had to deprogram yourself for a whole new style.
Dude, I have to deprogram myself in the middle of the show sometimes, because there's like, hey, you can't do this, or you can't do that, or you got to do it this way. It's like, okay. It's like, I'm there to do a job the way they want me to. So, and if I can still deliver results, there's just a whole bunch of changes you got to make when switching from indie to that big. Like, it was good that I had that Impact transition in between. I really do feel like leveling yourself up. Don't try to shoot straight to go into the biggest thing that you guys can see, because it's not going to work out well. It's a hard transition for me even. It's not like, and I'm not trying to perceive things that are like going bad or anything. It's just, it's a lot of work. It's a lot more work that I never had to think about.
Well, it's like anything. You can't just go from first day on the job to manager, right? You have to level up through the ranks. And that's why if you work in a corporate environment, a lot of times you see somebody, like, they'll bring an outsider in and be like, this is your new boss. And it's like, how does he know what the hell I do? He's never leveled up through the ranks. And usually that fizzles out. It never works out. You have to like level through logically to learn the foundation. So when you get to a higher level, your foundation can support itself.
And I'm 100% okay. Like, I love it.
You
like,
have to.
I legit love this feeling of new that I haven't felt in a very long time.
It's a challenge, it's a good challenge. It
is a challenge. Like, and Trent has seen me work, and we usually, when I'm given something different, I just, okay. And then I'm like, yeah. They're like, where'd you learn? I'm like, YouTube, Google.
YouTube.
Literally, every time I learn something new, it's YouTube, Google, it's self-taught. And now I have the opportunity to be around someone who I consider one of the very best ringside photographers in the world, Lee South.
Crazy though. Look at legendary Lee South, man. I mean, he's if you've seen the photo shoots of the knockouts back in the day, the very famous Impact TNA knockout photo shoots, that's all Lee South. And the other photos, right? He was the primary photographer, right?
15 years.
15 years.
He was there until I think about a year before I got to Impact.
Who was the transitional person?
It was a mix of Local and Andrea.
Isn't that crazy? He was there like behind the scenes essentially.
Yeah,
he was there. Really hear much. He still is kind of behind the scenes though.
Well, it was great because like whenever there's TNA, like, because he went to WWE during that time.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. He went to WWE for a little bit. He was there right around the time like AJ debuted. He was telling me this past week, like it was stuff like that.
Really? I didn't even know he went there.
Yeah, I didn't know that
Wow.
either. He was like I love hearing his stories. And then I get awesome promo advice from Speedy, who I consider one of the best promo photographers. So
he's been a little quiet on socials lately, though.
Who, Speedy?
Yeah,
Speedy's always quiet on socials.
He's got to put his stuff out more, huh?
Well, I mean, it's very weird with the rules that we have. It's a completely different ball game. Like, we got to be careful about what we post and how much we post and when we post, because especially for him, he can't post stuff that AEW hasn't posted. So he's got a different set. We all got rules. Like, I can't post anything obviously that's spoilers.
Yeah.
You just get so busy, like, especially that week of the pay-per-view, man. I mean, now that we got Elevation, we're taping a lot. So it's a lot to shoot in a day, and I'm very rarely on social media when I was at Impact. I was barely doing social media those days.
You do more when you got back.
Yeah, and then like that week, it was just like I don't want to look at my phone. I don't want to. I'd rather just sit in my bed and watch TV and veg out or something like that, or just talk to everybody. So
yeah,
it's a different world. I mean, it was a great week. It was a fantastic week. We had the Revolution pay-per-view, which is, from all the reports I've seen, is a great success for the company. A lot of good matches in there. And then we had the live Dynamite tapings also this past week, so that was great to deal with. I go back next week.
Break this down. What's the date? So they do Dynamite live, Dynamite taped, and then where does Dark come into all this?
So Dark is taped before and after we do Dynamite stuff. It just really depends.
On both days?
On both days, yeah. It just really depends. It's just to get so we're not there until 6 a.m.
So what's the new show now? What's
Elevation? That? So Elevation is a new show that's on Mondays at 7/6 Central on YouTube. It's with Paul White, formerly known as Big Show.
Well,
yeah,
I'm hosting a new show.
It's a new show, and then he commentates with Tony Schiavone.
What is it though? Is it like Dark?
It's another version of Dark.
That's a
little bit better.
Material.
A little bit better. Like from what the matchups I've seen, they're a little bit more competitive.
Okay.
So it's like I don't know what the transition is going to be. I think it's maybe you get into Dark, then you go to Elevation, and then you can get brought into Dynamite, because remember, they don't have like a PC. Like there's the Nightmare Factory, there's and then there's Cody Rhodes' school, and then you have Cap that Myers and Buck train a lot of the wrestlers who are at AEW out of. There's a lot of good prospecting going on right now. And it's a lot of learning because you don't have that full PC system that WWE has.
Okay.
So it's a good way to get these people ready for TV.
So which is the one that's got more of is it, if you're on Monday, you're from a different school of people?
No. It's not like a specific school. I'm just saying this is where I've seen a lot of these kids being pulled from. And then like we saw Royce Isaacs on today's episode. He's from the West Coast. People saw that. Unfortunately, B-Boy got injured. Mm-hmm. He was also from the West Coast. So it really depends. We have a lot of Texas people, a lot of Northeast. So it comes from everywhere. There's not any one specific school that mm-hmm. these people come from or background or whatever. It's just, I think Elevation's going to be more of the signed talent wrestling each other, and then you'll have kind of more unsigned talent on the regular Dark.
Oh, okay. So Elevation is people who are already on the roster, just kind of lower on the roster.
Dark, you'll have like signed people versus unsigned people or whatever.
Gotcha.
and it's a good mix. It's a good mix to see, and especially with indie wrestling still very minimal right now. It's a good way to see a lot of indie favorites on there.
Okay.
So, I enjoy it. I like shooting that because it's good. It's a good, like, I view it as a good way of transitioning for me to learn the wrestlers.
What do you? And now that's a lot of material, man. That's
It is a lot of material.
3 shows for one. That's a lot.
It is.
How? What are the positives and negatives of that, though? Just talking. I want you to talk as a fan, as a consumer, and somebody who saw it behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
What are the positives and negatives of that? Because there's a lot of wrestling on TV right now, man.
Yeah. Positives is it's a lot of it's people getting to work. It's a lot of it's being able to, it's, for example, if like how you are kind of like with Impact, you love to watch anything Impact related. There's a lot of AEW fans that are the same way. They don't watch WWE, they don't watch Impact or New Japan or whatever.
Just the one company.
Might. Yeah, a lot of fans are one company fans now. And what is kind of good about Dark and Dynamite, or Dark and Dark Elevation, is they're on YouTube. It's all on demand, so you don't have to watch it right then. We would like it; it'd be awesome. There's a lot of good shows on there. You see a lot of talent, that you might not have heard of. It's a good platform for them, and it's people getting work.
Especially a lot of people getting work,
especially in this pandemic era. At the end of the day, can we really be upset about people being able to work?
I mean, that's, to me, the biggest thing. If you're a wrestler, your opportunities are just insane right now. I mean, you have national companies who are putting people on TV, whether they're ready or not. That's a different story. They're getting a break. You're getting a chance to even potentially be seen. Like that's kind of unheard of in a sense. Now, granted, those are on YouTube, of course, but it's still under the banner of a giant company. Yeah. And that's something to be said. A company with affiliation to TNT and other worldwide outlets. It's like, damn, dude, I use Bear Country, for example. I heard Bear Country got signed.
Yeah.
They're
I mean, I don't know if anything has been officially announced for them. I don't know, like, the detail. Like, I don't know details about a lot of people's contracts.
Yeah,
because I legit thought, no pun intended, I thought Layla was already signed. Legit Layla. And Tony Khan announced her official signing today.
Oh, okay.
So I don't, like, you know what I mean? I don't know all the specifics about everybody. There can be different deals for different types of talent. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way to know all the specific. There's a lot of people there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of people. Again, it's a lot of people, man.
But what's good is what I see is, like, everybody there gets used. Between Dark and Dynamite,
that's the key.
Everybody is used. Like, everybody has something to do.
That's the key. If you can find a way to utilize all these people, to me, that's the biggest thing. That's one thing I think about. Like, people, you look back at let's use Attitude Era for context, right?
Okay.
One thing I'm going to say about that era was that no matter what, whether you like that style or not, but everybody got used on the show.
Yep.
You know? And that's one thing I'll always give credit to that era. And especially, and I know you're not a fan of Vince Russo, but that's his one thing I will always credit him.
It has nothing to do with that. It was that era was great. Like, you've never seen me say anything bad about that era.
But think about this, like, everybody, like, even the littlest nobody characters are still, like, riding the wave of those characters because they were on worldwide TV, even in a small part.
Yeah.
And then since then, like, no one's been able to properly do it, right? And I'm like, if this company can find a way to do that, they can touch upon something that hasn't been done in a long time.
Yep.
And that's a key. Like, using, like, you got WWE is like, they got all these people stowed away. It's like, use them, put them vignettes, have a promo, like, do something with these people.
Yeah.
Because the more I see them, the more I'm going to invest in them as a consumer. Even the average guy will see these people and be like, huh, I like that guy. Maybe I'm the only fan of that guy, but I like that guy because I saw him on TV. Like, put him out. And that's the key, man. If you can find a way to utilize all the people you're signing, because man, they got a huge roster at AEW. It's I saw this photo when Brody died. They were all on the stage. Did you see this picture?
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge. I'm like, oh my god, how many people they have on this roster? It's huge. Holy shit. But go ahead, yeah, continue.
But like everybody gets used, and then if you're just an outsider and you're not paying attention too much, you can see it as oversaturation. You can see it. It's very long.
And but, I'll be honest. That's how I kind of end up seeing it, right? Because I'm not a primary watcher.
Yeah.
So when I see it, I'm like, that's a lot of going on. I mean, they're even able to pull it off. Blah blah blah. So
yeah, on the flip side, there's no indie shows really running besides like unless your name is GCW or ICW essentially.
Exactly.
Like, and that's only a very small portion of talent. Obviously at the collective, we're going to see a good amount of people and the whatever ICW's IWTV thing is called. Mm-hmm. That's going to be used, but in general, it's a platform. I mean, here, hold on. So I'm gonna go to AEW's YouTube right now.
Okay.
So, I mean, we have 137,000 views for the first for as of right now for the first episode of Elevation. We have last week's. Let me check out last week's Dark. We have 387,000, and we have another one that's 445,000.
Wow.
So they pick up views. Like the on-demand thing aspect of it clearly is working.
And you know what? I think that's a key. And I think that's something, and I get it.
It's not, you don't have to watch it right then and there because there is some storylines that do get put in there. And it is chronological with Dynamite because sometimes they will flow back and forth. But it's nothing like it's not overall. If you watch the show, you'll still be very happy with it. Just say if you were to watch it the week after or like the weekend of, you know what I mean?
Right.
So and they get to work TV style, and that's priceless in my opinion.
The only detriment I could see, just producer mind, is that if you put them up too soon, you can burn them quick before they reach a level. So you have to be very careful with how much you end up doing with certain people.
But that's
right?
why it's mainly wrestling based and not character based most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
It is a straight wrestling match, which is right now that's what
they should be able to do, right?
Yeah, which they should be able to do. But indie wrestling is not the same as TV wrestling. We've seen the differences. No. Yeah. We've seen the differences in every company. We've seen every type of wrestler, young, old, veteran, in their primes, get signed to somewhere.
Right.
We've seen it with every company, and it's a huge difference. And we've seen, obviously, you have someone like AJ. He's not going to go to NXT.
Right.
He goes straight up. We have someone like Ethan Page. He's not gonna start on Dark. Like, you're gonna put him on the pay-per-view. You're gonna put him on Dynamite.
Keep this in mind. Actually, a good example. Had he gone to NXT or to WWE, they would have put him in NXT.
They would have put him in NXT,
right?
Yeah, because that's just their system now. Unless you're like elite god tier level, like
an AJ. Or you can just go right in.
Yeah, it's a very rare thing with the WWE system. They at least, even Kevin Owens went in there for just a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Finn Balor went through it. It's depending on your style, but AJ has worked TV his entire career.
Yeah.
So it's a big difference with that aspect.
Yeah, they're few and far between, honestly. They get to that level.
NXT. I actually like Taya in NXT.
Did she officially announce?
Yeah, no, yeah, she was on that last class where
that's
Anthony
right,
Henry and all that.
Yeah.
But
It's weird because like they do it in this weird like we have to deprogram you from your everything else you've learned, and you have to just learn ours. It's like a cult, you know.
It's not, but I mean, you got to remember, it's their show. You don't have an actor go onto a movie set and act the way he wants. You need to present it.
I get that
the way how you want it done.
And we do that kind of stuff at like AEW also, right? Like I don't want somebody coming in if they have a goofy gimmick here or that. It's like that doesn't fit our style, but I like what you can do. I just don't want that in my company.
Exactly.
Right.
We've had that at AEW multiple times where people have a completely different gimmick than what they have.
Yeah.
Say in New York or in Texas or whatever. You know what I mean?
It just it comes off weird. Like Mark's even pointing out. I mean, him and I talked about this in the chat. Like WWE puts like these t-shirts on, you know, property of WWE. It's like, man, this is some real mind control shit. It's like, we're going to deprogram you and now we own you.
The property, that's like an old school.
I know, like the old school gym shirts.
The performance center type
I get it. But it's like, think about it though. It's fucking creepy. I mean, really
you know what it is? It's creepy if you, and I'll just gonna be blunt. It's creepy if you hate WWE. It's creepy if you like, and I get it. You and Mark are huge Impact fans. And
well, I'll tell you what. Not to cut you off. I'll tell you what. Yeah. I used to see those on like my gym shirts and like sports team shirts, like property of the New England Patriots. Like that's fucking creepy. You don't fucking own me.
Yeah.
You don't own these shirts. Like I'm wearing this shit. I know it's weird.
No, but, I get it. I get it. But like Matt Spain's pointing out, like Elena Black, like she's essentially a rookie when it comes to wrestling. She's less than 5 years in the business. I think it was like 3 or something like that. Yeah. But it's just they get everyone onto that level. Who knows how long Taya will be in NXT? She might be in NXT for 3 months and then get called up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't shit on a system that for them technically
it's their system. It's their system. It's their system.
Their company.
Yeah, I get that.
I work for AEW and I have no place to even say what to do with their company. That's why I'm not suggesting anything. Like,
but going back to our point, it's a guy like Ethan Page, for example, goes right in to to the main show rather than having to go through dark and all. It's like WWE's and the way they operate. It's like to them, he has to go through the system. AEW is like rather says, you know what, you're ready. You've been on TV for like 2 years. You're ready to go. We trust you to just build it on TV. So it's got everybody's gonna handle their business their own way. Totally,
everybody handles it differently.
Yeah.
And it's just it works for them. There's a reason why they're $1 billion company. There's a reason why AEW is doing really well in the ratings, respectively on Wednesdays. It's just. You gotta let these people. It might not always be what you think is best, but they have a system and it works.
So let's do this. Let's shift into. I want to. Obviously, we're not gonna go down the entire
no
pay-per-view, but I just want to get your reaction. Just a lot. Like, what is the live experience of working for AEW? Just give everybody an insight, right? Like it's a whole new roster. I mean, you've worked with some of the people, but it's a whole new system. It's a whole new world. It's different kind of TV. It's different production. It's bigger scale, different bosses, different responsibilities. Just give like a comparison. Like, okay, just kind of like what I did and now this, and just just give an insight. Give an insight about it.
It's fun. The first and foremost, it's exciting. It's a lot of hard work. Don't get me wrong, and it feels so good to get instant feedback because that's what I get a lot right now. Is that I get a lot of instant feedback.
That's good. That's always good in any job.
No, and that's something that I never got. I rarely got feedback on anything. So it's really nice to be able to get feedback right now,
and good or bad. Let's point that out, right? You want all the
I'm
feedback.
not. This is not the feedback. I'm not. This is not in one way, shape, or another because I've gotten both.
And you want that. You want to improve. It's like if you don't tell me where you want me to improve. See, that's the thing. What a lot of jobs end up doing They won't give you feedback. And then when they're pissed at you, they're like, well, then you did all this wrong. It's like, well, you never told me this. You've been doing it wrong for 10 months. It's like, wait a minute. It's the first time hearing about this shit, you know?
Exactly. I would much rather hear something instantly so I can change it as fast as possible.
Yep.
And I enjoy that. And then there is a lot like shooting like the AEW ring's a 20-foot ring. I'm so used to 18 and 16-foot rings.
Mm-hmm.
It is a big difference. It does change how you
4
shoot.
feet on each side. Yeah.
Yeah. It makes a difference. I mean, even with the 18 going to 20, it's still because Impact's is an 18-foot ring.
Mm-hmm.
It is a big difference, and I thoroughly I enjoy this challenge right now. Like, I'm viewing this is a new challenge for me to conquer. I hope to God I come out good on the other side. Things are going well right now.
You ever done a 12-foot ring?
A 12-foot? Yeah, I think so. I hated it. There was one really small ring I did. Do you know what I see?
There was an indie who did a 12. I remember that.
ICW in it's the promotion that Galloway.
They use a 12, huh? Yeah, that was
tiny ring.
Tiny ring.
And I was like, I don't even want to shoot in this ring.
Dude, that ring is literally like you set up in your living room. Like when you're wrestling your cousin in your living room, watching like tapes, you know, you're like, oh, let's wrestle. That's like the amount of space that fucking 12-foot ring is.
I'll see them wrestling, and then there was one time that Drew McIntyre was like, he came back, like it was after he left TNA, and it was like that small little stunt of indies that he did in between TNA and
that was
WWE.
A crazy stunt, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like I just see him in the ring, and it was like 1.5 strides.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, dude, how are you doing this?
I mean, Impact has had some small rings. We've had a pony ring in Vegas, which I fucking hate. I hate pony rings so much. Pony rings, guys, are the ones where like the ring is like this high off the ground.
Oh.
Or it's the one in Vegas was like half height, and it kills your back because you have to bend all the way down, or you have to get on your knees to shoot. Oh, it's brutal. I've done a few of those shows before.
Shit.
So
yeah, there's some that 12 though. I thought, didn't Zello use a really small ring too? There wasn't a 12 maybe, but it was small, man.
No, Zello uses the same ring we do. 16? They use the same guys.
Okay.
Is our ring is AEW or AAW's ring the one that we use from Merle 16?
16, yeah, it's Merle's ring. Damn, it seems smaller. Maybe because it was at that Joe's Live place, and I was like, "This is tiny as fuck."
It might have been. I don't know. The Joe's Live, was it a pony ring? No, I don't think that was a pony. Now I need to look back at the pictures.
That's funny.
Hold on. Now I have to look back at the pictures to double check because I did shoot a Joe's show last year.
But yeah, just while you're looking that up, the best way to approach this kind of stuff is like you need any kind of production, right? Production is a constantly evolving process in any live entertainment. Professional wrestling, you have to stay ahead of the curve, obviously, but you're only as good as your crew, and that's the most unsung heroes of professional wrestling is the crew that makes it happen. The wrestlers are always the stars, but the production crew who puts it all together and presents it is such a big part of things. And I'm not saying that biasly because I'm part of that, but it's your crew needs to constantly be evolving. And if you have a production crew who cannot take feedback, which we've seen, right? We've seen that on indies who people are like, I do it this way. It's
I've seen it so many times.
And it's like, you're never going to go anywhere. And those people will weigh your crew down and your production down. And thus it's a domino effect that'll affect your entire show because your talent sees it, your fans see it. And it's like, you can't have that. You need a crew. Yeah.
Matt Spain brought up a point. Those New York shows at Melrose Ballroom, small ass dinky ring. Fucking hated that ring.
They were small.
Oh my God, I hate
15s.
I never want to shoot Melrose Ballroom for as long as I live. Like, man. I loved it that I went there for Joey Janela lost in New York, and then when I went back twice for for the New York shows. I was just like,
it's a tiny
I had
ring.
I had to shoot with a wider lens. I had to
Oh,
shoot
just to get it?
Yeah, because so I normally use a 24-70. I had to shoot with a 16-35 because it was that tight.
The Melrose has that Elks Lodge feel to me, where it's that ECW Elks Lodge, where it's like it's packed in, it gets nice and loud. The screen is really cool. The video screen, the lighting is really nice, but it's a tight room, man. Like you're packed like sardines in that room.
Yeah,
but it's got a nice look aesthetically. It's like a pretty cool place to do a show. It's just like, man, you are packed in pretty tight.
Yeah,
it's
not easy.
My biggest memory of that room is that goddamn concrete jungle match. Remember that one,
bro? That Bound for Glory 2018.
18.
That was the loop. That was one or two loops before I got in.
That was LAX was telling me, like Ortiz and Santana Ortiz were telling me, they're like, dude, to this day, the most painful fucking thing I ever did. Like,
well, because it was on they ripped off the canvas, so you had to freaking bumped on just plywood.
Even Hernandez, I had him on TNI a couple weeks ago. He was like, the most painful. I've been in this business fucking 18 years. The most painful fucking match. And then the wood sliding around. He's like, I thought I was gonna goddamn break my neck. And I was like, dude, it looked brutal as shit, but it was cool. Like seeing you guys fucking work around that.
So bad.
It was, dude. It was a very intense match. Anyway, that's Melrose to me.
That's the Melrose.
That's
Melrose right there.
We walked right. I actually had tickets. I had bought the tickets, but then like for Bound for Glory 18, and then like I remember we walked up to the ticket lady, and like Nicole had been talking to Moose about something on text, and then we walk up and security's like, where are you going? She's like, I'm Moose's nurse. And she's like, oh, go right ahead. But I was like, I'm with her. She's like, are you a nurse too? I'm like, nah, I'm just with her. And I'm like,
I bang the nurse.
I bang the nurse. I get to go with the nurse, protect her in the locker room, you know.
And then when she gets her hands on Moose, it's like pretty much it's over.
Like, you have to leave, bro. You got to get out of the locker room. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, but it was good. I mean, the Revolution show. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to talk about the ending. We all know. We saw it. Whatever. It's been explained in storylines. We're going to keep it with that.
Yeah, move on. I mean,
but
things
overall,
happen.
Honestly, the show was fantastic.
Yeah,
and we were on such a high, and it's so nice to be able to shoot these new wrestlers. Like it's something new for me because I was shooting the same core 30 people for the last year essentially. Yeah. So it's nice.
Fresh. Yeah.
It is. It's I just like new. You know me. I like doing different. I like having stuff to do. Like
new
I like staying busy. I really do like staying busy. Like today was we had to delay the show because of something, but it was I came home from work, I had to do some work, and then I'm here doing this. I don't like doing nothing, man.
You got to keep busy, and I think people who I wonder about people who don't stay busy. You know, how do you keep your mind moving? How do you not keep your mind moving? You know,
when I had that 2-month span of nothing from November to January, from the November Impact tapings to the January Hard to Kill tapings.
Yeah,
I wanted to blow my brains out because I remember I think I texted you. I was like, dude, it just hit me that people do this on purpose. Like they do nothing on purpose, and I'm just like, how?
And
like,
and Mark's lying. Mark, you're lying in the chat. By the way, you're when you're not working, you're drawing. So you're saying
I don't stay busy.
Plus, you have kids,
and I love it. Different. No, and I'm not bashing anybody. But what I'm talking about is like not having anything. I'm
like zero outlets. Yeah,
like zero. Like the only outlet is like watching TV or something. But you were saying he draws. That's something that keeps him busy.
And he's now on TNI, so he's podcasting now.
He's podcasting. He's doing something in the very least. Like, I'm talking about no goals, no aspirations.
Right.
Okay with what you have.
again, that goes back to, it just loops right back. Evolution, right? Every art needs evolving, constant evolution.
Mystery.
And
far past the eye could see.
Oh God.
Evolution.
Oh God, no. This is not that kind of show.
Evolution.
You've been fired from AEW for singing that song now.
Oh man, then everybody would be
fired. Everybody be fired.
We sing that song so many times. We break out in a song there all the time.
Does anybody at AEW sing the Eddie Edwards theme song? And if not, can you bring that to AEW? Taking back what's mine.
I will
get
the fire. Whoa.
I like how Garrett will just post that on like their Twitter, their like social media. It's like, check it out, everybody's singing Eddie's theme song. I'm like, what?
I miss doing that. I miss singing that with Kevin. Like, there's a lot of things on the Impact side that I really do miss.
Yeah.
Because it's very close knit. It's like I knew everybody. Like, I don't know everybody here, and obviously it's gonna take time and stuff like that. Because you know me, I'm just very much like people, yay, blah, 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 blah.
People.
And I need to calm down on that. Like, I get too excited.
But you know, again, so yes, finishing my thought on the evolution aspect. Like, I'm glad that you're in an environment where they're giving you feedback, because it's like you need that. You know, you're gonna grow from that.
You know, I didn't always get that on properly timed.
Right. And it's also how you get it too, right? You want somebody who's not just saying like, oh, this sucks. It's like, oh, tell me why it sucks, you know, and tell me how it can be better. Like it's learning. It's all about learning, coaching, having that mentor to kind of guide that next group. I always approach it like this. Any job, if I'm managing anybody, you should train the person you're managing to basically be like, you should be able to take my job if I leave tomorrow. That's how you should train them.
And that's exactly how they're training me. Like they are training me that way. Like I am hoping that I earn the right to be able to shoot a Dynamite ringside.
There you go.
Like, right? Really like, that's a goal of mine. Like, and it feels good. I love having goals within my, like, the company that I'm at. Like, I want to be able to shoot a Dynamite, and I want to be able to shoot a pay-per-view ringside. Like, I'm doing those hard cam.
Mm-hmm.
But my goal right now is to improve as much as I physically can. And that's why I will shoot. I do not mind doing these darks and elevations. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the work. I love the grind of it. It's a new goal for me to have within a goal, because in my honest opinion right now, I'm in the best wrestling company in the world. And that's just my opinion. I don't want to go to WWE at the moment. Like, that's not a goal of mine. Like, it's not even a thought process. Like, it would be great to shoot a WWE show. It would, trust me, I do want to do that. But right now, my mindset is so set on AEW and trying to improve any aspect I can for not only myself, but for the company. That's my mindset going into every week.
You have to. You have to take that mindset for whatever company you're working for. If you truly believe in the company, if it's just a means to an end, just a paycheck, it's going to show and whatever, right? But if you approach a company, you're like, hey, this is the best company in the world and I'm part of it, and my work is going to reflect that, especially with art. This really takes, when it comes to an art, it takes a different level at that kind of stuff. You have to, our art is so subjective. So you have to take it where you have to approach it with like, I am the best, I'm part of the best, and I'm going to give it the best.
I'm not the best though.
No, like you have to at least you have to come in with a confidence, you know.
There's a difference between being confident in your work and then just going on social media and spewing bullshit about how you're the best or what. I hate it.
But anybody who goes on social media and talks about it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I hate that so much. Like, let your work speak for itself. Let it get out there. Let it be. That's why I'm kind of being quiet a little bit on social media. Like, and I'm like, you know what? I need to focus on my work. I can get back to, it's like social media will be there. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna shoot a little bit on this right now. Okay. I'm gonna shoot. I think you know where I'm going with this about that. So there's a, obviously somebody took your place at Impact, right? And the new photographer is one of those people, right? He's online saying, "Hey, I'm the best, and I'm great, and I'm doing this. I'm shooting on this." No, okay. and I can do. I'm not a photographer.
No, yeah.
But my thing is, as a consumer, I don't work for the company. As a consumer of the product, I see their new photographer come out and with like 2 tapings of you being gone, right? I'm the best. I'm great.
He's currently in his second taping.
Second tape. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. It's like, no. It's like, wait a minute. First off, slow down, right? Second of all, let's ease into things like that. Third of all, you don't. If you have to toot your own horn that much, there's a problem. And third of all, and overall, everything I gotta say, and this, I'm not just saying this because you're a friend of mine.
Yeah. I'm
not saying this because, and I swear, this is unbiased.
I believe you.
Okay.
And everybody knows when I say that W word, that's
the W. But the reason, what I'm getting at is, there was something like, I would just see your engagement every Tuesday when that show would come on. It'd be like, it's Impact Day. Every match, you had them cute photos. You didn't put yourself over. You put over the work, and the work spoke for itself. And that's what and it's like, if you are in an art and you're literally tooting your own fucking horn constantly, it's like, there's a problem. And I'm like, I saw with you put out this work, and then the talent was tagging you. Shout out to Beezy. Shout out for this. And I know you're humble about this stuff, but I'm just what I'm getting at is like, it goes back to knowing your place, evolving naturally through hard work, through growth, through experience. You want to level up the right way, not just be like, look, I'm right here. I'm the fucking man. It's like, no, you're not the fucking man. Here's the work. It's going to speak for itself. And that's how you have to approach these kind of things. You have to level up properly. So no, I like how you're approaching the AEW thing, tying it into this. Like, you're right. You're barely on social media now. You're so quiet on there.
I'm very quiet because I'm focusing on getting me better. Like, I post about the show. I'll promote the show. Mm-hmm. I'm not like, I'll post that I'm there. I'll just post a selfie.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, like, it starts right here. Like, I'm shooting it. Like, please watch. Like, support me to support the company. Like, if you are a supporter of me, thank you so much.
There's somebody, Matt Spain, really putting you over right now.
I love Matt. Matt's a good kid. He's always Matt's a kid that we play. Just so anybody knows. So Matt is from who I met via Ethan Page, and he plays with he'll play video games like Among Us or whatever on Thursdays with us, and he's a good kid. I don't know where else I was going with this, but I always appreciate him. He tries his best. I like him. He's a good kid. That came off really shitty.
That came off really rough.
Came off really shitty. No, he's a fantastic baker. This kid bakes. Like,
really?
Oh my God.
Baker.
He's always sending us stuff.
Really? Matt Spain. What the hell? I haven't gotten anything.
I know.
Among Us wasn't a good reference.
Among Us.
Wait a minute. What? I want to know what he bakes.
The third imposter himself on Among Us.
I want to know what he bakes. Desserts?
Everything.
Bread?
Beignets, cakes.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Matt Spain. I haven't gotten a single cupcake out of all of this. What the hell is this? You're enjoying the show. I'm half part of the show you're enjoying over here. I need delicious baked goods.
I haven't gotten anything either.
What are you talking about then?
It's all been he sends us pictures. I'm just hyping up what he does.
Pictures.
I'm just hyping up what the kid does.
All right, Matt Spain, I'm going to get delivery overnight.
Maybe at the next the Warrior AAW show.
Oh, is he Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh,
Chicago
Matt Spain,
Chicago.
You're coming. You're bringing something by hand. There we go.
Here, let's get him comp tickets for that AAW show.
I got you. I want, man. If I can get a dessert on this.
Your price at the AEW show, the Saturday one, is going to be baked goods, and that's your price of admission. We'll get you in for free.
I got you.
I'll get yelled at by anybody. I don't care.
Might have to carry a couple chairs.
I'm used to getting yelled at on the indies. I don't give a fuck.
I love it. Oh, he's Chicago. Now they know he's a Chicago guy. I'm calling this in.
I guess he called my name one time at a Warrior show and I didn't hear him. It was at the socially distanced shows last year. My mind is a million. I'm running back and forth trying to take promo pictures a quarter mile away from the football stadium. Leave me alone.
Basil. Oh, fuck. It's like cake. That's awesome.
Trying to get a picture of. I've seen Trent eat a bunch. I don't care. That's not.
I'm gonna get a picture with the cake. Be like, get a picture with with my toffee caramel chocolate cake. What's up? Do the whole like wrestler pose where you do the bicep curl to the point to the fucking talent. Like, yeah.
But yeah, and in all honesty, though, I love where I'm. I love where I'm at.
That's
I love
great.
that I'm not. I love being humbled in my work because it gives me some. I always tell people to stop calling me the best. Like, I hate it. Like when people will
we the best
quote. They're like, "Oh, the best photographer in the world." It's like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, don't.
You hate compliments anyway, though.
I really do.
I'm like, hey, dude, you got a nice haircut. You're like, fuck you, man. I hate talking about.
Do you know what happened? Julian texted me. He goes, "Did you lose weight?" I was like, "Nah, I'm still fat." And he goes, "You're horrible at taking compliments." I'm like, this is what happens when you're abused mentally your entire life.
You're on his vlog eating with him with very
really quick
with very like romantic music playing while
you're
gazing into each other's eyes.
So I'll explain a little bit. So I was the only one who knew about Julian. I knew about Julian getting signed for a while, and so he couldn't go downstairs to pick up his Uber Eats because it was just in case if there was any fans there. This was Saturday night before the pay-per-view, so who knows if there was any fans at the hotel that we were at.
He got made at the airport, I heard, like right away.
He said that. He said that on this vlog.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Oh, Ethan Page." And he just kept walking past and he texted me. He's like, "Dude, I feel so fucking bad right now. A fan just saw me and I had to ignore them." And then he apologized to them on his vlog. So and so we hung out that Saturday. We grabbed food and whatever and ate, and then we hung out one more time. I think when Dark was on that Tuesday, because we had 2 off days. We had Monday and Tuesday off. And that Saturday I actually I recorded a few episodes of Unrestricted. Video recorded them. So that was fun to do for that Saturday.
Is that hosted by Tony Schiavone?
Tony Schiavone and Aubrey Edwards. Like, dude, I love those two so much. Like,
I love Tony Schiavone. I've always loved Tony Schiavone.
I get along, and you know what's great is I have a shoot friend who's a mutual friend with Tony.
Really?
Yeah, so that was great to bring up. Me and Aubrey have worked together on and off the last few years, so it's great to always work with her now.
She came to AEW once during that whole big weekend.
No, she that was All Out weekend.
Mm-hmm.
She came and she was in the crowd, and then I saw her, and it was just great to see her that day.
Tony is the one guy, because I was a Nitro guy more than anything else, and he was always my favorite commentator. And I've never gotten to meet Tony Schiavone.
That's a lie. Bobby the Brain Heenan was everyone's favorite commentator.
Oh, color. That's different. I'm talking my favorite play-by-play was always Schiavone. I love Schiavone. I never got to meet him, though.
He's never got to meet Tony?
He's always eluded me. I know.
Tony knows my name.
You might have to FaceTime you with Tony Schiavone.
When Tony said my name, like without like me reminding, he was just like, "Hey, Basil." I was like, I was like,
can you ask Tony and be like, "Tony, can you commentate the next 5 minutes of my life?" No. Basil coming down here with a camera in his hand. What's gonna happen here, Brain? We don't know. We sit here in anticipation. It is AEW Dynamite. Basil, we got his camera with him. He's ready to go. Ringside it is. Let's go to the ring.
That's very PG of what he would actually say to me.
I know, he's a fucking dirty old man. I've always wanted to meet Starcat. I always missed out. I never got to see him. And hopefully one of these days.
Hopefully, maybe. Do you know what? Maybe, my opinion. You should come down for an AEW show. Would they probably, Tony Khan, Pakistani brother, cousins?
Cousins? Huh? Let me call my mom. She'll verify the relationship right now.
You're ridiculous.
Dude, I guarantee.
Zach, this is Basil.
I guarantee my mother will find a common relation. I swear to you, if I gave her enough time, she's like, okay, listen, I'm gonna need your father's name, grandmother's name, grandparents' name, and city they're from. Put my mom in a corner, and she'll be like, okay, let me calculate. I'll be back in 20 minutes. And dude, she'll have fucking tree will be drawn. She's like, actually, you're third cousins. I'm like, whoa,
you're so ridiculous right now.
So, mom, I own 7% of AEW. Is that what you're saying? Is that what's going on here? Cousin?
So stupid. I hate you.
Maybe I'll come down with you one of these days. Have him fly me down. Delta, though. I don't want that other fucking... I don't want United. Come on. Delta. With the power, with the...
Brother.
I want power in my seats like Delta has.
Brother.
Yes.
No.
Listen, Matt Spain, he's Assyrian. See that? Okay. Assyrians can literally...
So cousins no matter what it is.
It's so true. I grew up with a shit ton of Assyrians, okay? Mather High School is right down the street from not down the street, but it's near where I live. It's all Assyrian. They're all cousins. Every Assyrian person is like, oh, yeah, it's my cousin. I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, it's my cousin. Oh, yeah. Estro, it's my cousin. My cousin. Yeah, my cousin. I grew up with him. Yeah. My cousin. We're close. My cousin. Can you give my cousin a discount? My cousin works here. I'm like, this is the biggest fucking family I've ever seen in my life.
What a fucking scam.
They're all related. Every Assyrian person knows each other in Chicago. I swear. Matt Spain, I confirm this right now. Every one of you can literally relate to each other. It's like 76 degrees. I swear, dude, I'm telling you, I grew up with a shit ton of them. That's how it is. There we go. I didn't go to Mather, but it was near my where I grew up. But yeah, he's confirming it. That's how it happens.
I like how he assumed what your high school was.
No, I said Mather High School. It's a big Assyrian population.
I grew up in white suburbanville. Growing up, I went from the ghetto to like super white suburbanville. Now to like away from everybody. It's great.
Yeah, you're you're kind of.
I don't live near anybody I grew up with now.
That's true. Yeah, you're way
because
out.
I moved 8 years ago. So that's like way past college, way past high school.
You've only been in the current place for 8 years?
What do you mean only? Ever since that when I left Bosch and I went to Sprint, that's like literally in that same month as when I moved.
So when I met you, you weren't living at this place.
No, I was in Bartlett when you met me. Yeah, crazy. Because I was driving back from Bartlett to
Squared Circle?
To Squared
Holy
Circle all
shit,
the time.
Really?
Yeah, dude, that was wrestling, man. I had no wrestling friends.
Dude, a lot of Squared Circle like memories have been coming up in my on this day.
2 days ago, that Impact show. That was 2 days. That was yesterday. No, that was yesterday.
Yesterday. It was dude. The first Impact on the road. Yeah.
It was the first live Impact on the road.
At the Sears Center. Oh, that was an exciting night, man. That was a really fun night. They ruined
it with that main event.
What was the main on that one?
It was Sting versus Austin Aries, and it ended in a DQ. And everyone's like, "The fuck is this shit?" That was
the worst way to go out that night because it was a hot show.
And that was the main event, and that was like the main event. There was like no dark main event or anything like that.
You know what should have been the main? Because it got the biggest pop of the night. The bad influence doing the Road Warriors.
Dude, remember when they did that all the time?
Oh my god!
They just went on a run of just impersonating like
tag
80s
teams.
and 90s tag teams.
When they came out though in Chicago as the Road Warriors, everybody lost their fucking mind.
Yeah,
that was so cool. I do remember a particular about that show was when the Aces and Eights came out through the crowd, and it was the first show after the reveal. Remember, like that was after they revealed Bully, and and then that was the first show on after, and it was like mad heat. And it was fun, man. That was a good time. That was 2 days ago. That was 2013. What was that? 14.
2013.
13. Holy shit, man.
That was was it 14?
I think it was 14.
I think it was 14. Let me see. No, hold on.
No, 13, bro. It was 13.
Was that 13? That was 13.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
Good times.
I can't believe it's been that long.
Hold on, I'm checking memories because I think I posted something. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. because I posted a cover photo.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna screen share real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll screen share really quick.
It was a fun ass night, man. It was a fun night. I mean, I was with I had enough people that we had a whole row.
Look at my shitty iPhone pic. Okay, go to
Hang
it
on,
real
let me
quick.
share it. There we go. Oh man, look at that, baby. Look at that. That's classic. You were on the floor, huh?
So I was on the floor. It wasn't the floor. It was, you can see, like, if you look at the perspective right here, I was technically first level, but I was like third row.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So I had a good view of everything.
I was in the upper deck back here, looking straight at the ramp.
Over here?
No, like looking straight at the entrance.
So you were like in this area,
right there, like first level up. Yeah.
I actually like sitting over there. When I used to go to WWE shows, I tried to be over there because then you had a good view of everything.
Yeah, that was a fun ass night, dude. Ooh, let's get that out of here.
I stopped. Well, I mean, it was like I only have like half a second to do that.
Yeah, fun shit though, man. That was a good time, very good time. But no, it's But no, honestly, I'm happy. I'm proud of you. I think this has been an absolute year. This is just you continuing to grow. The career is continuing in a very short amount of time. And when it comes down to,
I don't fucking deserve any of this.
But what it comes down to is this: it's not a matter of deserve or not deserve. It's just hustle. And it's the one thing people lack the most when they're trying to make it in an art is hustle. People don't hustle enough. I've seen it firsthand. Whether it rubs people the wrong way, however the people take it. Your hustle is what's gotten you opportunities, and it's respect and hustle, and that's what it comes down to. So I think the proof's in the pudding. You've worked for nearly every major independent. You've worked for 2 out of the 3 major companies in the United States, who are also worldwide touches. It's like
the only company besides WWE that I missed was ROH.
ROH, yeah, but
and I was supposed to work ROH.
You were supposed to.
Pandemic. I was supposed to work Supercard of Honor last year. I was so mad. And then I was possibly gonna try to work during the pandemic, but they have such a strict quarantine period.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do that. I can't work. I can't take that much time off of work.
Yeah. No, there's only so much you can do. Like, you don't want to overdo it either. No.
I just want want that under my belt is to eventually get an ROH show in there.
Yeah,
eventually. Just to say I did it. And then one day I'll do WWE. One day. Yeah. Just to do it, like, just to say I did it.
Yeah. So. Listen, I'm glad. And like I said, it just comes down to you put the time in, and it shows. You're getting the opportunities based on the hard work, and that's it, man. So it's a lesson to anybody if you're trying to make it in a entertainment industry and art. Obviously, connections are your biggest friend, but you have to be able to back it up.
Yeah.
So it's
none of my connections didn't come without work in front of that.
Yeah, like, you have to put the work in.
There was a connection made via work. It wasn't ever made via, "Hi, I'm your buddy." Like, it was never like that. And the thing
happens. No, we're not saying it doesn't happen that way. A lot of buddy system happens, but
I'm sure.
Yeah, but you know what? You have to be able to. The buddy system only takes you so far. To keep the job, you got to back it up with the work. But it's hustle. You got to make your connections. You got to be willing. I mean, look, how many trips did you take? Did you pay for yourself? How many hotels you pay for yourself? Airbnbs, gas.
I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about how much money I lost.
You put the time in. You gotta eat some shit. That's the bottom line. If you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to.
If you don't want to, I mean, that's fine, but you have to. Like, it was something that, like, I mean, you know this. We have foreign moms. I mean, your mom's a little bit more, I feel like, a little bit more Americanized than mine. But in the sense of taking, like, my mom's not big on taking risks in that sense. Like, she's like, even when I took the AEW opportunity, she's like, what are you doing? She's like, just another wrestling company. They're just gonna treat you like shit, blah blah blah. And she's like, why are you doing this? Why are you leaving your job? Like, you're gonna get fired. I was like, no, Mom, I'm good. My boss is a mark. So we're good on that.
What's the fucking mark?
That's the biggest savior right now for me.
The fact that your boss is a mark.
Yeah. But no, and I was just like, and now I'm just like, now we can live a little bit more comfortably because the pandemic kind of took away a lot of my side money, and then Impact was only once a month, and it wasn't anything. It was decent. It wasn't anything spectacular, but it was extra side money. But Trent knows how much I used to freaking work. I used to do 2-3 shows every single week.
You were working very hard for them. Yeah, very, very hard. I mean, you were taking any bookings you could, man. Yeah. Luckily, you lived in a market that had a lot too, so you were able to...
I'm very fortunate with all the opportunities that were given to me. Mm-hmm. So it's just thank you to everybody. Anybody who's hired me or had me shoot their shows, I appreciate you, because without you guys, I wouldn't be here. Without Trent, I wouldn't be here. Trent's been on... I don't know how many trips Trent has taken with me to God knows however many shows over the years.
We've done a lot of shows. Nate's gone with you to shows.
Nate, I miss Nate.
Miss Nate. He was in here earlier. He asked a question. He asked a question. You didn't answer.
What did he ask? I didn't see.
He said, "Basil, it's like cold in your room."
Why?
I don't know what that means. Is it? Do you have a lot of blankets?
Is it because I have?
Oh, that's why.
No, I always wear hoodies.
He's like, Basil, is it cold in your room?
If anybody knows me, I'm always wearing a hoodie. I'm even wearing a hoodie when I'm shooting AEW. I'm always wearing a hoodie. I like hoodies because
I like hoodies. There you go. Cold in your room. But let's go and wrap it up, Basil. Good stuff. Really good story. Happy
really
you're
good.
Doing this.
Really good.
You're going back. Can I bring out my props? I have props too. I haven't showed you this, Basil, but on the throwback.
Did you get an Impact tracksuit?
No, I didn't.
You want mine?
Yeah, I'll take it.
You can take mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
You can be wearing it. It's an XL. You're an XL, right?
I'm an XL. It's beautiful.
You can have
Look at that. Oh shit! I can rock that fucking suit. Be the envy of it all. No, but I have a prop for the throwback TNA throwback show we do. Every time Jeff Jarrett appears on a throwback episode on the Asylum, I hit this.
Every 30 seconds?
Every 30 seconds, I hit the... I have my bell. So, and then every time there's a schmaz finish, I do this. Interference, disqualification.
So every other match?
So but when it's Jarrett and disqualification, it's both at the same time.
Oh God! So it's just like you're just spazzing.
I'm sad at. I'm sad.
This is just you the entire time.
But when I'm sad, I play the sad harmonica when I'm sad. When it's a bad ending, like when Raven didn't win the title, I was like,
I like how you're adding your own special effects now.
I am. It's like props, man. It's like a morning zoo. But all right, let's wrap it up. Your AEW stuff you cannot put on your website, right? That's not on your website. Just so people.
I'm sure I could, but I'm not gonna.
Maybe on a delay, maybe after a month.
I mean,
it's on their site, right?
The site is going to be redesigned this year, though.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, we're going to see all their stuff.
I haven't even touched that website. I pay too much money for a website I don't even touch.
You'll be back.
I have nothing to freaking do.
Hey, they're saying I heard today a thing on the news today that they're trying to aim for opening everything up by the 4th of July. Did you hear this?
Bro, did you see that the UFC on freaking April 24th is doing a full
stadium?
Full stadium show?
Get out of here. Where?
In Jacksonville at the Veterans Memorial Arena.
Old school arena,
yeah. Yeah, it was...
crazy.
Yeah, it was just announced. Hold on, let me see if I can find the news, because they literally just announced it on Twitter.
I think I mean they're talking sports coming back, they're selling tickets for baseball.
I still don't feel safe, honestly, like full pack until 4th of July. Like let the vaccine get into as many people as possible and let everybody be, because it does take 4 to 5 weeks, I believe, for it to be fully integrated with your DNA.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, cool. We'll see.
Yeah.
But anyway, plug your stuff. We're gonna get you.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at BZ. That's B, 2 E's, 4 Z's, and a Y. Photos can be randomly found at AEW social media. That's AEW on YouTube and Twitter, and then All Elite Wrestling is for Facebook and Instagram. And then where could they find you, Trent?
You guys can get me at Transberry on Twitter. Also, I do co-host the Total Nonstop Impact podcast every Tuesday and Thursday, along with special events as well. So that's live after Impact goes off the air. You guys can catch me there. The AEW Pro, I'm a producer at AEW, so AEW Pro on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We are coming back on April 3rd. Back for the Alive series is coming back at the Gali Arena here in Chicago, or in suburban Chicago. So that's our first show back since November.
At that show.
Basil will be there taking photos for PWI on that show.
PWI, baby.
So he'll be there taking PWI pics.
Check out. Oh, speaking of PWI, I started to cut you off. Get the new Supercards issue, guys. Like, check it out. Go to PWI.
I saw website. It on the newsstand. I saw it.
It's a fantastic issue in there.
Yeah.
It's got photos from every company. Like, this
Cool.
isn't any one specific company. It's all the major cards, all the major like events that's happened in the last few months, and it is absolutely fantastic. And there's a great interview with Killer Kelly in there. Photos by me. Check those out. Matt Spain, AAW does not have an age limit. We are family friendly in a technical sense.
All ages. Kids are welcome.
Is our bourbon shows 21 plus though?
No, the shows are all ages.
Okay.
Shows are always all ages, yeah. No limit to that. So yeah, no age restriction, guys. But yeah, come on down. But that is coming out. I do want to check out that issue. I saw it on the newsstand the other day.
It's a fantastic issue. Go to it's getpwi.com is where you can get here. I'll share screen one more time.
Yeah, our buddy Kevin McElvenney, he's the PWI editor who recently.
Here we go.
There we go. That is a cool looking. Yeah, I did see that the other day.
So I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in there, and you can see like we got Adam Pearce on this issue. Like you got a little bit of everybody going on over here. So it's a fantastic issue. A lot of photos that you won't see released everywhere else. So
there you go.
Look at that. I didn't realize there was a stop screen share button on whatever screen I was at.
Yes.
That makes things easy. I thought I had to go back to the
No. But cool, yeah. Check that out, guys. So yeah, that AEW Pro, just go. Like I said, we're back April 3rd, April 24th, and then there's other stuff being announced. So keep your eye. There's a lot of new faces. The indies are replenishing. Now's the time to get in with an independent because a lot of people got signed during the pandemic. So a lot of your your favorites from the indies are no longer on the indies. So now's the time to latch on with some new people. The next big stars come from the indies. So start watching now. So, yeah, that'll be back. But this show, guys, you can get our show on audio as well as video. Audio on all major platforms, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon. Rate, review, subscribe, guys. Video, youtube.com/BackstageBoys podcast, or just Google it or search it on the YouTube search thing. Twitch.tv/The BSB Show. You can also get us on Twitter at The BSB Show, Instagram at Backstage Boys Pod, and on Facebook at The BSB Show. So go ahead and guys, add us on all the social medias, interact with us. If you missed last week's episode, we interviewed referee Dan Perch, or not last week, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, we had referee Dan Perch on.
I was dead last week.
You were dead last week.
I was I called Trent. I was like, bruh.
Not
happening. Not happening.
And then a week before that, we had our buddy referee Nate Speckman on, who was talking about Limitless Wrestling. Limitless has their series, The Road, and then their big pay-per-view that's going to be on IWTV called Double Vision coming up. I believe it's this weekend. So Double Vision,
sir.
The Road and Double Vision. So Nate was talking about that. So if you're looking for something to watch this week, definitely get on with Limitless. They got some good stuff going on. Go to their YouTube channel, check them out. So that was 2 weeks ago. Nate was on. Go check that episode out if you really want to learn about a new independent and kind of discover something new to watch. go check out that episode with Nate. But I think that's it. Anything else, Basil?
No, that's it.
All right, guys, we appreciate you hanging on. Nice little episode here. AEW Revolution in the books. Dynamite. Basil will be back down there in a couple of weeks. So Basil, again, we're all happy for you. Keep us posted.
Check out Dark tomorrow. That's at 7/6 Central. And Dynamite at 8/7 Central on TNT on Wednesday.
There you go, guys. Go check that out. Like I said, tweet Basil. Let him know how you like his stuff. Just give him your feedback on this show, how it's going so far. And but yeah, check out the shows. But guys, thanks for hanging out. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week. Well, I don't have a guest ready for next week. We'll figure something out.
We'll figure it out.
We'll get somebody in here. But
we'll get it.
All right, guys, that's gonna do it for us. We appreciate it. Be safe, stay warm out there, and we will talk to you guys later.
Bye.